independent contractor.
Why are we doing,
Sorry?
why, I mean, that doesn't matter, I'm just kinda curious why we're not using like a general contractor, which it sounds like that's who they are.
They are a construction manager at risk, a general contractor, whatever you want to do. Given the limited resources that we have to do the project, if we hire a general contractor, that's just another extensive expense that we have to manage in the project, and it reduces the scope of what we can get renovated. So
We just set out each trade ourselves instead of...
I am going to project manage this myself. I'll be over here several times a week, lunch hours, after work, whatever it takes to make sure that what we end up with is a solid product. And then obviously my captains on each shift will be bird dogging the project as well. They won't slip anything by us, I guarantee you that. So, with that, any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Move to item number 13, which is the update from Public Works Director on the statistics regarding the April cleanup.
Mayor and Council, I am glad April is over. There is a correction I need to make on the memo. As stated statistics from 2021, it's actually 2022 now. Living in the past a little bit.
Feels like it's about the 25th month of 2020 or whatever.
Yes, sir, it's kind of like Groundhog Day every day. Reason I want to bring this before you is because this is the first successful event that Public Works, we're patting ourselves on the back because it's actually finished, it's over, it's not lingering on. You know, past with previous equipment we had, we couldn't keep up with it. Luckily, a couple of storms missed us during the April cleanup month, so that allowed not as much as brush out there. But I did want you to see we're still getting about 200 tires and the cost of those, so that the tires are still out there, but we're not overrun with them. It's still averaging about that. And then just basically what the bulk what it costs to do that expense. So we have some pictures there for you of the tires. And basically I wanted to kind of give you some statistics. You know, the garbage trucks run every day, whether they're in there. So, but it does take 2 of our employees in the street department the full month because they're dedicated to that. They're getting the rest of the big piles up because we do have some residents that are savvy and know that April is the time to trim the trees, and so they do that. And so if it's out there, we haul it.
Margaret, I mean, when we do have someone that cuts down huge trees, and it's all the way across, we have provisions in our ordinance to...
Except for April. Except for April.
Did the ordinance say except for April?
I believe it does, doesn't it? Well, I'd like to get it, that's one
We
reason.
should look at that, because that's, the point is to get people that do normal, everyday kind of cleanups, not to, I'm gonna wait and cut down 3 trees, and the city haul them all off.
Professionals cutting trees and putting them to the curb.
Right, well,
that's what I'm not getting.
It wouldn't be right for me to tear off a roof and put it at the curb.
I won't give you the actual address, but I'll give you, in case you did see it on Merit, we had this happen. A professional company came in that month, trimmed the trees, and it was all out there. And April cleanup.
I just don't think that's the spirit of what we were trying to accomplish with that.
Maybe you could limit the quantity of that.
Well, I appreciate bringing back before that ordinance and having that section removed if it's, you know, of a certain size, or we can revisit that.
We can the size, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to do that, because that would help us. Because we moved a lot of large diameter trees out this time.
That's where I was about to go. I had several people call, why were we putting brush in the garbage truck and not using our new truck?
We were using both.
The question was, it was some large stuff that went into the garbage truck.
I think there were even pictures on social media about that. They were,
Right.
people were asking why we were doing that, not
The last
using
of
the
us,
truck.
did it go to the brush, or did it go in, use the truck to go to Silver Creek, or did it go in to the landfill?
The garbage truck goes to the landfill. It's actually cheaper going to the landfill than it is to Silver Creek. And so we, you know, as far as on the tonnage there, but basically we were running everything that we had, because our goal is to keep up with it, because my first year here, it was August.
That's a good reason. And y'all did a good job, keep up with it.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah, when the previous staff that was here, the previous superintendent, they had a code system that they knew by the color of the leaves out there. You know, they call it brown, if brown piles are still remaining, that was from April cleanup month, and it was August. And so we're through with brown piles. If we have a large pile out there now, they get charged for it. So, we just
utilize the grapple truck as...
Yes, that's what we were just talking about, sir.
I didn't see it, I saw the skid loader being used or something.
Yes, sir.
That's what, obviously what we got it for.
That's what one of the people was questioning me about, you know, that's heavy stuff, you know, you're gonna hurt your employees, you know, that's what that grappler's for. I said, they probably just had a vacant truck half empty and was trying to fill it.
One of the things the reason why you don't see the grappler, it is a large truck, and it goes out at 7 in the morning, and they're usually at the dump by the time you're up and moving. Mr. Bell operates it himself. He's training 2 new staff members this month. Matter of fact, it's a requirement that they have to have me trained on that.
Cleaned up, that's what matters.
Yes, sir. And as part of that grant we got for the grapple truck, we have to use the truck, and I have to document that, so that truck is moving.
Good. Thank you, Gary.
Thank you.
Thank you and your staff for doing it.
Yes, sir.
It looks good. Item 14 we'll hold to do as an exec at the end. Item 15 is discussion and/or action regarding updates from the city manager.
One thing that I've done is I've been looking into the appointment of the police chief since that Hank talks building her into sand, obviously. I've tried. And going through it, we are continuing to follow the department's progression plan, which was to move the deputy chief to the chief's position. In this case, that would be Chuck Stewart moving up to chief, and Eric Perkins would move to deputy chief. And then Lieutenant Perkins will fill the vacant spot in the deputy chief slot. Sergeant Steve Nance will move up to the lieutenant position, and the command staff is currently under discussion of selection of the sergeant, so we haven't come up with that one yet. However, none of this is going to take place till July 1, but I just wanted to let the council know that that's where I'm leaning toward. The tower lease, we're still waiting on them to get their survey done, and we'll be ready to bring that back to the council. I know most of you know already about the Roberts cutoff improvements. Atmos completed one section, and we're waiting on the county to return, probably, a couple of weeks. And on the election, it looks like we have 2 clear winners. According to Tarrant County, we can canvass.
I thought for sure John was going to go to that.
I'm the motionary that got him. I'd like to canvass it on Tuesday, May 17th. Now, as far as swearing in, I don't know what either winning candidate wants to do as far as if you have somebody special you want to do the oath. If not, the 24th, I'm going to warn all of you, it's going to be a big council meeting. I have 4 public hearings already, and it's going to be a long one. If you want to do it on the 24th, it's an issue. Maybe we need to get together or whatever and talk about it.
Can we start that early then, if it's going to be that long?
Yeah, I can. I can't do the public hearings till 7, but we can open it at 6.
Yeah, let's do that.
If you want to do it that way.
On the 24th?
Yes, sir.
It's up to them. I mean, if rather than swearing in, if they're going to do it early or late.
We do.
Well, they can do that. They can do the swearing in
early.
next week, yeah.
Yeah, okay,